Morning, people. Is Bubba Bumpkin again here, and I really appreciate you people that have been sending me messages. The nice ones. And one fella, he sent me one. He asked me, "Do I know any stories about churches?" So I thought about a few, and I'm gonna tell you one in a minute. Meanwhile, if y'all don't mind, you could share these videos. You'll hit like if you like, or you could even subscribe because I'm going to be doing a whole thing about homeschooling. Now, I'm going to have my grandbabies on here with me, and we're going to just walk you through the homeschooling process. Anyway, this story about a church, there were these three little boys, and this was a while back. They weren't the best of boys, there's the little one, the middle one, and the oldest one. And their grandmother, she's like, these boys going to get themselves in trouble. I'm going to take them to church. So she took them to church, but she took her one of her knitting needles too. She had that hidden in her little gown, because she just wanted to keep them boys in line. She made them sit in the front pew. Now, I don't know why they call it pew, because I've been in church and they don't stink. But anyway, they were right there in front of the preacher. And the whole time, them boys was kind of just acting out. They wasn't really paying attention to the sermon. The preacher, he was talking about different things, and people was, hallelujah and all that. And then finally, that preacher, he saw them boys was playing with the little jacks and little ball in the pew. And he's like, I'm going to embarrass them in front of everybody, in front of the whole congregation. I'm going to ask them some questions. So he got done. He looked at him and said, boys, you three young men in the front row, I'm so proud of you. I want to ask you some questions. And these boys were like, uh-oh, we in trouble now. And he said, stand up, young'uns. And the three boys, the littlest one, the middle one, and the tall one, they all stood up. And the preacher, he looked at the littlest one. He said, young man, he said, and the grandmother, she's like behind him, oh my God, this is going to be so embarrassing. She got her knitting needle ready. And that little one, the preacher, he asked him, he says, son, he says, after you say a like grace or something when you're getting ready to eat, what's a word us Christian fellas use at the end of that? And the little boy sitting there scratching his little head because he wasn't paying attention at all. And that grandmother, she took that needle and she said, "Pow!" in his butt. And he goes, amen! And the preacher's like, that young man knew the answer. Then he looked at the middle boy, and while the middle boy, he asked the little middle boy a question, and grandma was getting her knitting needle ready. He looked at him, he said, when somebody's all excited about the Lord and they're overwhelmed, what's a word they might use? And the oldest boy, he's watching the grandmother at this point. He sees her with that needle. He said, oh my God. And she takes that thing because that boy, he was looking around like, somebody else know the answer to this? And she poked him in his rear end, and that boy said, hallelujah! And the preacher's like, oh man, I'm going to have to make it tougher on the big boy. He looked at that big boy and said, it's your turn, young man. The whole congregation at this point was all excited because they were like, these little boys, they know what they're talking about. Grandma got that knitting needle ready, and that oldest boy, he looking back because he knew she had that needle. He did not want to get stuck with that needle. Preacher looked at him. He said, young man, says, what's the first thing that Eve said to Adam in the Garden of Eden? And Grandma grabbed that needle, went to go jab him. He jumped out the way and said, you ain't sticking that thing in me. Oh, that's not right. Oh, Lord, please forgive me. Have a good day, people.